Assalamualaikum and good morning. Today we will discuss another topic for this course, which is auditing and corporate governance, but we will only focus on the international perspective. Okay, so this is the learning objective, means this is the things that you should able to understand after you finish the topic. Okay, we will look on the definition of corporate governance. We will look on the corporate governance guidelines at the international level, link between audit and corporate governance. Okay, we will look on the diversity in external auditing, the audit expectation gap, step taken towards the harmonization, the ethical issue involved in external auditing, of course, at the international level. Okay. Issue concerning audit liability and audit independence, the role of audit committees, internal auditing issue in international context, and we also look the future direction of the international audit. Okay, so what is the corporate governance? Corporate governance, we said that the corporate governance, we said that it relates broadly to the manner in which an organization is governed or managed, which is actually it encompasses of the framework of rules, relationship, system, and process designed to exercise authority and control within the company. Okay, so therefore we said the corporate governance, or we call this one as CG. Okay, so CG. Okay, CG is actually facilitates effective entrepreneurial and prudent management, which in turn deliver the long-term success of the corporation. Okay, so if we look the corporate governance principle, okay, so the corporate governance, we look on the OECD, for examples. Okay, in 2004, the OECD issued the principle of corporate governance, which this principle, okay, is we can say that this principle is an effort, okay, to evaluate and improve the legal, institutional, and regulatory framework of for the corporate governance. Okay, so the CG, corporate governance, we are talking about the CG. CG principle in countries have evolved basically based on their political, economic, and cultural philosophy. For example, we are talking about CG model in UK and the US, which is they are based on shareholders oriented models. So for this country, the CG model are similar. But if we look in the country that based on stakeholder orientation model, for example, in continental Europe, like France, Germany, Italy, and Spain, the model will be a little bit different. Okay? So for the country which has the shareholder-oriented model, okay, they only have single-tier board. So this single-tier board consists several committees within the single board. But most countries with stakeholder-oriented models, such as continental Europe, they will have two-tier board. First tier is the supervisory board of non-executive director, while the second board is the management board of executive directors. Okay? Before we look on the link between auditing and CG, we will look on the audit itself. So auditing, it's like the thing that you already learned. So this thing is actually you already learned in Audit 1, in Audit 2. Auditings actually improve the precision, the quality, the reliability of information which is made available to user of financial statement, which mainly for making the investment decision. Yeah. So audit or the assurance services provided by auditing firms is actually play an important role in ensuring the quality of financial information. Yeah. They will help lower the cost of debt offering and contribute to greater investor confidence in the information provided. Okay. So in June 2017, the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, which is the acronym for the PCAOB, adopt a new auditing standard, which this standard, the purpose of this standard is to enhance the relevance and usefulness of audit report, and include in this standard the audit report must discuss the critical of audit matters, CAM, and the audit report must reveal the tenure of auditor. Okay, so in February 2008, if we look another effort did by FRC, Financial Reporting Council, which is in UK, they published a document which called the Audit Quality Framework, where in this document it reveals there are key drivers for audit quality. Yeah. So the framework identified the following key drivers of audit quality. First, culture in audit firm. Number 2, skill and personal quality of audit partners and staff. Number 3, effectiveness of audit process. Number 4, reliability and usefulness of audit reporting. And number 5, factor outside the control of auditors, such as external factor. Okay. So if we look, the Corporate Governance Code or CG Code in the UK adopts a principle-based approach. Okay, so we already learned that UK adopt the principle-based approach in sense that it provides only general guideline of best practice. But this is contradict with the rule-based approach in the US, which rigidly define exact provision that must be complied by the company. Okay. So auditing issues concerning both external and internal auditing are directly linked to CG. External auditing provide assurance to financial statement user that information content in those statements is high quality. Okay, whilst the monitor risk and provide assurance regarding controls are two main internal auditing functions. In the monitoring risk, it's involved four steps. One, it will identify the risk. Number 2, assessing potential effect on organization. Number 3, determine strategy to minimize risk. And number 4, monitor the possibility of new risk. So if we look in MNC context or in international, so this is the link between international auditing and corporate governance. So we are talking about internal international auditing. So there will be internal auditing, okay, which is two functions just now. We are also talking about the external auditing. So internal auditing, we have two functions. This is function number 1, function number 2, and the main function for external auditing is only one. Okay, and this is where CG took place. Okay. The international aspect of auditing is actually have received relatively less attention during the last 5 decades compared to the issue concerning the international harmonization of the standard, the one that we already learned in the early chapter. So there are recent debates about restoring the investor confidence, which is in order to restore the investor confidence, the focus or the emphasis must also given to the international issue of auditing and the GC. So therefore, in a report published in early 2008, the IFAC, International Federation of Accountants, okay, have identified the positive areas of concern and area for further improvement. In the positive areas, they already identify 4 areas. First, to increase the awareness that good CG will count. They also identify new codes and standard improvement in board structure, the risk management, and more transparency in reporting. While for the 5 area of concern, what is meant by area of concern? Area of concern means this is the area that should be improved. Okay? The 5 area of concern we are talking about, sometimes governance is only in the name, but it's not being cultured in the organization. The spirit is not there. And sometimes there are some corporates actually over-regulation about the CG. A lot of regulation because they said they want to improve the CG. Okay. Number 3, the checklist mentality. And number 4, the personal risk, liability for director and the senior management. And lastly, the cost over benefit. Okay. So the next topic, we are looking on the international diversity in external auditing. So if we look for the purpose, if we are talking about diversity, we said the role of the auditor will varies in the different countries. For example, in German, the role of statutory auditor is much wider compared to that is counterpart in the UK and the US. So if we look for the purpose of auditing, in US or UK, the purpose of auditing or the role of auditor is only to report to shareholders because it's shareholders model oriented, whether the financial statement give a true and fair view of financial position and result of operation. But in the country that based on stakeholder model oriented, the role will be much wider. So in addition to statement auditor, the auditors will also look at the management report and clients will include state and society. So this is the link with the tier that we learned in the early chapter, which is the corporate governance, the 1-tier board and 2-tier board. 1-tier board is in the countries such as US and UK, which is shareholder oriented, and 2-tier board, which is in the continental country, which is based on the stakeholder model orientation. So for 2-tier board, we have management board. So this is insider responsibility for daily business activity. And another one is supervisory board, which represent by employees. Okay. Creditors, which is they will safeguard the overall welfare. Okay. So among the duties of supervisory board, we are looking, for example, in German Commercial Code, it's to supervise management of corporation in all branches of admin, review the cash on hand, access to books of account, audit financial statement, okay, and call General Assembly if necessary or in interest of corporation. Okay. For example, if we are looking another diversity in the external auditing, we are looking in China. China also, it's not shareholder model oriented. It's not also really the stakeholder model oriented. The case in China is a little bit unique. Why? Because many former state-owned enterprises. Okay, so thus the corporation in China, they will be responsible for region, thus education and healthcare. But for some corporation, they are starting to adopt the Anglo-Saxon concept of equity. Okay, so we will stop here for the video part 1. Okay, we will continue in another part, which is video part 2.